What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Guard Post on YouTube, and welcome to part 2 of the James Morgan's video in the future XFL prospect series, where I break down the film of players that could end up in the XFL next year or in the future years. James Morgan's a guy I really liked. I've talked about him a lot on Twitter, and today we're breaking down his play versus Tulane in what is going to be a shorter video because there are only a couple clips from this game. He wasn't on the field as much. His team got shellacked, so wasn't a great game from him overall, but he did have some really good throws that you'll see in these videos. I want to thank you guys for tuning in once again, and I hope you guys all enjoy. We're just going to go ahead and get right into it. Thank you guys for watching. So on this throw, once again, I talked about this in this clip in the Miami game, but here we see him throw the ball deep, and because he doesn't use his lower half when he has a chance to, he really messes this up, and he messes up his chance here. So we're going to go ahead and hit play here. Watch this full speed first. Get a little quick pressure, good chop block. He has time. Doesn't follow through on his throw. Throws it deep. Ends up short, and it's picked off. Really good play by the DB, first of all. I just want to address that. He does a great job extending here, making a play on the ball, even though he shouldn't really be tracking the ball like that. Does make a great play with the ball. Really highlight play for him. But I just want to talk about James Morgan here. I want you guys to watch. So he gets a little flat, flustered there. Boom. He's got time now. He can set his feet, and he can make a play, throwing the football and following through. Instead, he plants, doesn't follow all the way through, doesn't allow his hips to get fully involved in the throwing motion, and then ends up being a short throw to the wide receiver. And his wide receiver has a step. So when I'm going to pause it right about now, because this guy's tracking the ball, this wide receiver gets a step deep. He ends up a little bit deeper than him versus the DB coming down towards the play. There's a step. If he throws this with enough distance on it, his wide receiver can make this play over the shoulder and end up scoring a touchdown. But instead, this ends up being an interception because he put it short. So just something he can work on. Like I've said before, like I've said multiple times during these breakdowns, is he needs to get his lower half more involved. It's going to sound really repetitive, but that's probably one of his biggest problems with him as a quarterback, because he misses a lot of deep throws sometimes, and he misses a lot of windows because he doesn't involve his lower half. All right, so when you guys see this catch after the play, you're going to be like, wow, that was an amazing catch. But I want to talk about the throw a little bit too, because we're talking about James Morgan here. And he drops back. It's really a timing throw. The fade's picked all the way. He sees one-on-one. He knows he's throwing this fade. And yeah, he goes up to catch this ball like this. But if I look where the ball is placed, it almost looks like he could just catch this over his shoulder. And that's what I like to see. James Morgan does a really good job placing the ball in that 20 to 40-yard range, because he has a lot of touch on those kind of in-the-bucket throws. I think he could have really made just an in-the-bucket throw here, and this receiver could have caught it over his shoulder. Now, the catch he makes is fantastic. Like, one-handed over the shoulder, just wow. I don't know if they replay it. They don't, sadly. But it's a fantastic catch. But what I like, he just kind of lobs this up here. Sometimes you don't need to follow through. I know I talk a lot about this guy not following through, James Morgan, but here he doesn't need to, because he's just putting this ball in a specific spot. And when he knows his arm works that way, and he's got a pretty strong arm, he can put this ball right where he puts it, and it probably going to land right about here. And if it does, we get a little bit of a delay there. I'm going to put this on slow-mo, 0.5. And when you see the ball here, it's going to land probably right about here. And if this guy just keeps running and looks over his shoulder to catch this, he's probably catching that ball. So it's a really good throw overall, and just a fantastic catch. A lot of fun to watch. I kind of just want to watch it in slow-mo real quick. As you see, just one hand grabs it, snags it, brings it in his body, and it's a great catch. It's a lot of fun to watch. But overall, really good throw by James Morgan in this situation. So this play is definitely a little bit crazy. It's a fun one to watch until the very end when you see his decision-making went to crap. It's kind of a problem with him, especially in under pressure kind of late game situations. This isn't exactly a game, but he's down a lot. So he's running around trying to keep the play alive. Could have stayed in the pocket, definitely, but I don't mind him running around a little bit, trying to make something happen. It's a scramble drill. Your wide receiver's been locked down all game. But he sees that, he just kind of throws it into quadruple coverage. Like, for why? I don't know. That's kind of a question a lot of times on some of his decision making. It's kind of like why did you do that? Doesn't make sense when you could just get rid of the ball to a kind of a short area. He could have sat in the pocket, runs around a bit, tries to make something happen, throws the ball. There's not really anybody open. He probably could have thrown it right here, actually, to this guy where my marker is, going towards the sideline, and made a play. But instead he throws it deep to two guys, covered by two guys. And it doesn't really make sense from a decision-making process. Like, I get you're under pressure, just trying to make something happen, but that's where great QBs are made, is in those situations where they make good decisions, and he just consistently doesn't, and that's what worries me, especially moving on to the next, because that innate ability to make good decisions under pressure is something not a lot of QBs have, and not a lot of great QBs do not have. A lot of great QBs have that ability, and he does not seem to have that. That can come with experience, but I think it worries me a little bit that he doesn't have that. But once again, not a great decision. Nice to see him be able to keep alive in the pocket and keep alive outside the pocket, but overall, not a great decision from him. So in this play, it's really nice to see James Morgan. We're going to get into it here in a second. Put the ball into a really tight horizontal hole. So what we're going to see here is he's going to run a little kind of out corner. If it's a corner, it's a really bad corner. But we're going to see a hitch here from this outside guy in a corner. Boom. By this guy. And James Morgan is going to keep his eyes on this left side pretty much the whole time. So he knows where he's going because he sees man-on-man coverage, which I don't mind. Once you see man-man coverage, sometimes you know routes are going to win. And when this corner here, which my cursor is on, doesn't fall back, he knows he's going to put it right here. But this is really good coverage because the tight end's not very good. Their tight end's never been able to get a ton of separation. But I know this isn't a great view because my quality is low. But this corner is right on his hip. And James Morgan manages to put this ball at the exact spot it needs to be a catch to get some yak. We're going to go ahead and go through this full speed real quick. As you can see, the ball's put right in the hole it needs to be. And he's able to get a lot of yak because James Morgan puts it exactly where it needs to be. And this is a pretty good throw. He throws it with anticipation, throws it into the spot it needs to be. And it's really nice to see him do that. He can drive the ball a little bit, even though he doesn't follow through. His hips are better here. He doesn't open his hips wide. He steps downhill and makes this throw. But still, it's really nice to see him make this throw with anticipation, put it into a tight hole horizontally versus a hole on a vertical route. So it's nice to see that. And hopefully we can see more and more of that. I didn't see it as much on his tape. Usually when he's throwing these horizontal routes, he's throwing to more open guys versus these tight holes. And this is a really important part of a quarterback's game. So it's really nice to see him take this step, though, and make a play while being in a situation similar to this. So hopefully we can see more and more of that as it goes on. And it's really nice to see that he has that ability to throw with anticipation at times. So James Morgan has a lot of high highs and a lot of very low lows. This is one of those high highs. This is a fantastic ball on that fade, the slot fade route that a lot of guys love, and I like it too because it gives the quarterback a lot of room to work. And from the 10, he really makes a really great play on a throw here that is once again dropped. So he has plenty of time. Gets a little bit interior pressure, so he fades away because he doesn't want to put his foot out where it's going to get hit by this falling D lineman, which I do not mind. I understand fading away in a situation like that because you could get a big hit, but you mitigate that damage could be done to your legs and body. And he knows he's got the arm to do this, so he does it, puts this ball out there, and oh my goodness, right in the pocket. That's got to be a catch. I know he's twisting his body a little bit. That's where the wide receiver's got to do a better job tracking the ball because this is exactly where it needs to be. He's got to fade a little bit more and just make this catch, but he ends up being incomplete. They're not able to score on this play. I believe it leaves them to like maybe a field goal on this drive. I don't know, but overall, that's just got to be a play you make. I like the read. He sees it's man coverage, knows he's got that slot fade that he loves to throw so much, and it's open, and there's not a ton of separation here. Really good coverage by the DB and or linebacker, but the wide receiver's got to make this catch because that's a perfect ball. So we're just going to watch it one more time. Oof. What a great play by James Morgan to put this in the bucket. You can kind of see the ball right there, right in between the wide receiver's hands. If he just uses his proper pinky to pinky, arms together technique, that could be a catch. So really big missed opportunity by the receiver, but great throw by James Morgan. So I know this is the versus Tulane video, but since I noticed there was 5 clips instead of 6, I decided to add a couple extra from his highlight tape onto here. This is James Morgan at Bowling Green. He transferred to Florida International from Bowling Green. This is from a while ago. This is a highlight tape, but this just shows some of his really splashy plays that I really like, and it's good to get a ceiling on a guy from stuff like this. So we're going to go ahead and just watch this. Great pocket movement. Just want to highlight that. That's a throw from Arkansas State game, but great pocket movement, able to sit back, go to the side, step up twice. Don't like his base when he's throwing as usual, but oof, that's a dime. Great adjustment by the receiver, by the way. Pass interference, guys all over him before the catch even happens. But Fantastic throw. A little bit of pressure to put it right on the spot for a touchdown. Bowling Green was never good. I don't think they're good at all now, but that's a fantastic throw by him. And we're just going to keep going. We're going to make this a little bit longer of a clip just to kind of make up for the shortness of this one. Let me find the next spot where there's a highlight that I want to show. I believe it's right here. Yep. So, boom. Kind of just chilling. Floats back a little bit. And puts this beauty in. That's just, the guy's open, so he should make this throw. He scoots back a little bit too much. He fades backwards a little bit more than I'd like. I wouldn't mind if he just stayed right there. But boom. Just puts this on the money for a touchdown. Great throw and a really good catch there for a touchdown. This is another good view on it. Just right in the basket. Nice throw. And then the next clip, I believe it's actually this one. Here we go. Clean pocket, so he should make this throw. But, oof, that's a great throw. I don't know if they show the replay of this one. It's a highlights. Let's just see a second before I rewind. They do. Look at the placement of that. That's fantastic. It's against Rice, not a good football team, but he's going to put that right there. There's no separation. There's like none. This is a fantastic throw, even if it's in a clean pocket. Really great throw. Next spot we're doing is 311. Let's fast forward a little bit. I believe this throws to Teo Redding. Oh, yeah, there's a little bit of a move here. He can run a little bit, not a whole lot, but he scores a touchdown here. This is a great throw. He's at Bowling Green again. This up here is actually Teo Redding, I believe. So he's played with him a little bit. This is him running again. But this is a really good back shoulder throw. Off the play action, picks his guy all the way. But oof, I don't know if they replay this one, but that's a fantastic back shoulder throw. We'll see if they replay it here in a second. Nope, they do not. I just want to show you the placement. I'm going to slow this down here real quick. He throws this right there. There's no separation. Teo Redding does not do a good job here of getting separation, but James Morgan puts this on the spot to allow him to twist and catch this football. It's a fantastic catch. Good body control by Teo Redding. Doesn't get a lot of separation, but really good body control here. And then just a really, really good throw by James Morgan. And that's going to be the end of this. We're going to go into the outro here next. Thank you guys for joining me in part 2 of this 3-part series. This was a shorter video. Sorry about that, guys. But part 3 will be coming out tomorrow. It's James Morgan's game versus Miami. Tomorrow, the 29th of March, by the way, in the year 2020, if you're watching this sometime in the future. Don't know why you would be. But the same thing will be happening next weekend as well. In April, I believe I'll be doing a 3-part video, most likely on an undisclosed player. I haven't really decided yet, so I'm still working on that. But if you guys really enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like. And if you'd like, subscribe to the channel. I'd really appreciate it. And then you can also find me and the show on Twitter and Instagram at TGP_podcast. I'd really appreciate your guys' interaction, especially on Twitter. I'm really interactive on Twitter, not so much on Instagram, but I'm going to do better and better to get there. I want to thank you guys once again for watching and listening. And hey, stay on duty, Guardians fans, and make sure you guys stay safe. Wash your hands.